Let's take a look at TIE Online, the International Educator Online, which is a US-based recruitment consultancy, newspaper, a multifunctional platform for international education. Now, in many respects, I like it. It's, I guess, almost like the TES would be in the United Kingdom, where there's an awful lot of articles, a lot of stories about the world of international education, which you can see. Some of which you can get free access to, others of which you need to subscribe to their service to get full access to their news and to their stories. And full access to their website is $30 US for the online platform. It's a little bit more if you want the paper copy of their newspaper. I don't know if that's worth it or not to pay the extra, because you can just see everything online anyway. So for me, as part of my research, mainly I've paid the money and I have full access. So shortly I'll log in. But firstly, just want to show you a few of the features which are available to you as a job seeker, because that's the main focus of these videos. So if you click on Job Seeker, you can see you are able to upload your resume, CV for those in the UK. And there's a number of sections where you can kind of find out if you want more information about why to teach overseas. And like other websites, it's very useful, lots of pertinent information. Before we go on, let's look at job vacancies. Okay, so there's two ways they do it. One is by map and another is by list. And what you can do, you can enter the grade level which you teach. See, in US speak, being an American website. The subject, and it tells you how many jobs are available in each subject area. The region where you would want to work. More specifically, the country. Jobs that have been added in a particular period of time, which is quite a useful tool. If you check regularly, you may only want to see what's been published in the last week or so. And jobs which need to be filled now, so immediate hires, which are quite useful, particularly for people who may have been affected by COVID-19 in terms of job losses or inability to travel to certain countries or regions because of the coronavirus, and all schools with current vacancies. So listed by name all of the schools who currently have vacancies. So quite a useful tool. The list service I find better than the map. It still tells you which country the jobs are in. It tells you which level or section, the subject, and when the jobs were posted. Now, to get a grip to how this site works, let's take a look at one of the jobs. So let's see, American School of Angola, classroom teacher. So it takes you to another tab. Tells you about the school status, and that's a good feature. They're accepting jobs as normally. There's quite a lot of information about the school, about what qualifications you need, job spec, various other bits of information that would be pertinent. There's some downloadable pieces which aren't showing up here, quite possibly because I make these videos in China and I'm behind a VPN, so that can always be a factor. So that's a typical job advert. You have school information about the American School of Angola. And photos. Not of this school, but often there are photos. And it actually shows you the location of the school. Okay, you can zoom in if you want to see more specifically in Angola. I'm not going to do that, partly because I don't trust my VPN. So we can go back to job vacancies, and it takes you back to this section, and you can list the jobs. Now, I didn't think I was logged in, but it's logged me in. That's why I was able to see all of the job detail. So I wouldn't have seen that if I logged out. So let me log out, go back to job seekers and vacancies, and go back to the same job. And as you can see, I can no longer click on it. Okay, there's no hyperlink. So all I know without being a member is that there's a job in a K through 12 school in Angola for a classroom teacher. If I want more information, I need to be logged into the website. So really, if you want to use TIE online, you have to pay the $30. Now, I'd recommend it for teachers who have American curriculum experience. As you see, the hyperlinks are back now. I've logged in again. If you've got American experience, then it's probably worth paying the money because there are so many American schools advertising on TIE. Go back to the complete list. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to. But if you recall the complete list we looked at previously, it does give you the names of the school, and you can see that many of them are the American School of. This may not be called the American School of, but it's an American curriculum. And similarly, most of these down here will be international or American linked. Now, if you've got Cambridge experience, IGCSE and A-level, this is probably not the right site for you. Many of these schools may offer IB, particularly in the high school. So if you're an IB teacher, it could be worth your while taking a look. So you can load up your resume. Mine's not on file. It's been a while. I think I've re-signed up. I used to be a member some time back, but I haven't put in my details. You can put it on file, and then schools who subscribe to the service have a database of potential applicants, and they can reach out to you if you have signed up for the TIE service. They also have job fairs. Right now, their job fairs, like so many others, will be online because people aren't particularly meeting in physical environments. There's a whole section for school and employers. We don't really need to look at this because we're looking at it through the eyes of candidates rather than employers. And you can see the annual recruiting packages are quite expensive. So TIE are certainly making their money. They have an extensive database, so that'll be why they can afford to charge for their services. Interestingly, it does appear to have logged me out again, and as you'll have noticed, I didn't log myself in and out this time. So this is TIE. I won't go into much more depth with it. As I say, I'll recommend it if you're working in the American sector, you've got American curriculum experience, which is quite a fundamentally large number of people who are international educators in the United States and quite possibly Canada. So take a look at it. It's an interesting website. Before you go, please make sure that you like this video. If you found it in any way useful, it helps me to build the platform. The more people who visit my website, my YouTube channel, then the more I know that what I'm doing is useful for colleagues in the international sector or potentially in the international sector. Subscribe to the channel, and by doing so, you'll get notifications through YouTube of when I submit new content. And please leave some comments. If you've used TIE online or just from having a browse through, let us know what you think of it, what you think of their service. I've never used their after service or after application, so I have no comments on that. But please do leave comments, and hopefully then we can get a vibrant community going, and perhaps visit my website as well, which is internationaleducationtoday.com, and the link will be on YouTube. Thank you for viewing.